The studios, Honorable Suleiman Jammeh, who is the National Assembly member for Bundung Kunda constituency, and to talk about the highway cleaning exercise at Bundung. And we will also have Amadou Ba, who is the Vice President of the UTG SSA, and Joseph Korea, who is the Secretary General of the UTG SSA, to talk about the UTG SSA Career and Alumni Day. These and others coming ahead this morning. Do stay tuned, don't go away.
Okay, cool, yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine. Really looking forward to the whole program, but especially the one on the 60th anniversary we'll be watching today. It was on the news last night, and then part 2 is on the news this evening. They'll see something that we hope will make them open their eyes and say, oh, I didn't know that about my own country. So yeah,
it's a good one. I mean, since the first of this month, we've been having series of programs, activities, news stories about Gambia at 60, which is really good, looking at various sectors from infrastructure to the regions, our diversity, prominent individuals who witnessed the first independence in the Gambia here, to political party leaders, and from all sectors.
It's
basically
a whole range, the armed forces, the police, as I mentioned earlier, flora and fauna, education system, the health system. We looked at all of those, and we can blame Korka for this, because Korka goes out and does street talk, and you hear how little people know about their own country, and we found that quite shocking. So we thought, well, what's a fun way to both celebrate the Diamond Jubilee, but also inform and educate at the same time. So that's what we're hoping to do, and we hope we're succeeding. Certainly from the comments we've been getting, it's resonating with people who say, oh, I'm glad I saw this, or I didn't know this, I didn't know that. So that's good, and so it's hitting home.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, our African code this morning, Mr. Ade, is if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yeah, I read this and it sent my head spinning. If you change the way you look at things, I guess it's about approach. Because sometimes you can look at something, you either see it as a problem that cannot be solved, or you can see it as a challenge. And if you see it as a challenge, all of a sudden, it completely changes whatever that thing is. But if you see it as a problem, then it can defeat you. But if you see it as a challenge, you can defeat it, whether it's a situation, a condition that you're in, or whatever it is. The minute you start looking at it with fresh eyes, and as I said, with an element of positivity, you think, I'm not going to let this defeat me. I can conquer this. And it could be anything, it's like, I've mentioned many times before when I was growing up, when I was very young, I used to be so scared of maths that I would dread going into the classroom, until I got a teacher who was a Yugoslav man, Dr. Jovic. And one day he called me and said, why are you so poor at maths? And I said, oh, because it's a difficult subject. And he said, no, it's not. He said, it's the easiest subject in the world. He said, because it's all about logic. He said, once you work out the logic of maths, everything will. So I thought, yeah, right. You can say that because you're a professor doing maths. And so he said, okay, every day accompany me to the train station and I will give you a problem to solve. And, and honestly, within a year, I'd gone from being this guy who was scared of going into maths class to somebody who looked forward to going into class. And so when I did my maths and I got an A, and I took it back to Sierra Leone, my teachers there, they were shocked. They thought, no. There must be something wrong, not the guy who was a dunce. So that was it, I stopped seeing it as a problem, and I kind of worked out how to tackle it, and suddenly it was no longer a problem.
I mean, I think most of us can relate to what you said here. I mean, oftentimes you confronted with a life scenario situation, and you think that, okay, I can't do this, or this is an obstacle, or this is a no-go area for me.
It's beyond me.
It's beyond me. But you'll be surprised that if you give it much attention and focus, you realize that it's that easy. I mean, it happens. It all need determination, focus, and the passion to be, to do things. Like you mentioned, that the proverb or quote is straightforward. If you if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So I mean, that is just it. If I have that positive energy, you have that positive vibe towards people, I mean, the things automatically changes. But if you have that negative energy and everywhere you go, you tend to see everyone as bad.
And not only that, if you have negative, you attract negative energy.
Yeah.
And if you have positivity, you attract positivity. So
absolutely.
You could,
I used to be like this emotional person who, like, whatever someone says or does, I mean, I feel it. I am that sensitive at the time.
I'm the opposite.
Okay. Yeah, it's the opposite now. Like before, if you are talking to Babukat and you guys look at me, I was like, are they talking about me? What is wrong? Have I done something wrong?
Okay.
Like, I feel that sense of insecurity wherever I go, and I feel like the problem was with the people. But when I realized that I was a sensitive individual, I was like, okay, why not I have an open mind about things, about people, about situations and everything. And now I have an open mind about situations, about things. Before I react, I calculate everything that surrounds that situation before I react. And now I choose positivity over unnecessary drama. So and it's been really, really good. And I think this is the approach that, you know, a lot of people should take. I mean, if I see you as a bad person, trust me, the only thing I will see about you is bad things. Yeah, because that's what I'm looking out for. So I mean, but if I see you as a good person, that I will see positivities and
that's a good analogy for this quote, actually.
Absolutely.
The example you've just given. That's the perfect example, I would think.
So that's it. Unless if you have anything to add on to that.
No. I think we've trashed it and dealt with it. It'd be good to, you know, if maybe some of the viewers have kind of views, and they can send them into you. My phone's not working. You can send in your text messages. We are live on Facebook and YouTube as well. So you can send in your own interpretation of the proverb. In that case, Mr. Ade, we will take a short commercial break. When we return, then we look at the newspapers. Indeed.
With so many things to do in a single day, it's important to have a network you can trust. When there's family and friends to connect with and business calls to make, you need a network that is reliable and fast. Talk longer, browse faster, go farther, and roam wider. When your network is solid, the world is your oyster. QCell, your trusted network in the Gambia.
Kai yow fooy dem naaj bu tàng bi looy daw
sama taal gis nga moto bi taxaw na fi poste bi lay dawale nii ndax mun a yóbbante sama mbokk yu nekk Sénégal xaalis mun ci gaawee
Zeynab xanaa yow nekkuloo Gambia Zeynab kaay déglu ma xaral déglu ma wax la ma ne looy def yomb na soo amee sa Q Money mun ngaa yónnee ku amee Orange Money Sénégal xaalis mu dem si kalpeem bi Orange Money cullung from Q Money to Orange Money mu ne fa cullung
looy wax nii
waaw yomb na te gaaw na
lii de neex na fan laa mun a gaaw ndax def mun a def transaction
looy def mooy transaction bi loo ko def yomb na demal si every Q Money agent nga jox leen seen xaalis nga cash in nga taxaw foo nekk noonu nga seen ko mu def Orange Money Sénégal si kooku
nekku fen si boor yi nekku fen fii
ma ne kaay ma woon asalaamaaleykum Zeynab Q Money agent yaa ngi nii nag
agsi na
jot bi ñëw na
waaw nu mu gaawee
léegi nag soo bëggee yónnee Sénégal rek defal star 323 hash rek then dina la woon option bi foo yónnee Sénégal
lii daal neex na
yombal
te gaaw
Orange Money ak Q Money yombal nañ àdduna senal dem na
kay
Q Money rek
Q Money moo mun ku ko gis mu daw mbaa mu dal kawam moo mun
Q Money ndara na sino dimbade ko gonga no dimbade dem na.
Looking for the perfect place to promote your product or place your advert? Look no further than QTV. We are the premier destination for businesses looking to connect with Gambian audiences and beyond. At QTV, we offer a variety of advertising solutions to suit your needs and budget. With our diverse range of programming, you can be sure that your ad will reach a broad and engaged audience. From our popular news broadcast to our exciting music and entertainment programming, QTV has something for everyone. QTV, the premier destination for advertising in the Gambia. Contact us today and let us help you reach your audience.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected, juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy QPower, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Calpe. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. And from that first segment about our African court, we are heading now straight to the second segment, which is the newspaper review. And our newspaper review guest this morning is Honorable Suleiman Jame, who is the National Assembly member for Bundung Kunda constituency. Good morning, Mr. Jame.
Morning.
Good morning, Honorable, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We on the newspapers we have the Point, Furoya, and the Standard newspaper. I will go on straight with the Point newspaper, Mr. Ade, please. And the main headline on the Point is Gambia hosts 4th International Blue Economy Conference. So the Blue Economy Conference, it's currently underway in Banjul, and the conference forms part of efforts to bring together international stakeholders to share ideas on promoting the blue economy, to subsequently lead development across the continent by tapping into prospects within the industry.
Yes.
We
covered it. We covered it. And for those who don't know, blue economy, of course, is to do with using your marine resources, you know, whether it's fisheries or even, you know, tourism and so on. And you know, it's a multi-billion dollar sector across the world. And of course we have the river, and of course we have the Atlantic Ocean, so you know, it means a lot to us. So Honorable, I mean, what's your view on you know, how we should tap into this blue economy?
Yeah, because yes, thank you very much. I think this sector is a potential sector. In a sense, as we know, when we talk about the marine, we're talking about the river. And as you know, we have the fishing industry. That's where they tap our fish. And transportation also, we normally use the river to transport our goods. The cargoes, they use the river, the sea, you know, and equally, our local communities also, they also play a very important role, especially these local fishermen. So meaning for Gambia to host such a conference, I think it's good to bring all stakeholders together to add value to the economic of all African countries and other stakeholders, within the continent
This is true.
of Africa and beyond.
Yeah, because over the course of the conference, they're expecting about 300
Yes.
delegates,
Yes.
and from over 20 countries.
Yeah.
So it's quite significant, as
Yeah.
you rightly say. Julia, what's your take on that?
I think it's an important initiative, and if this is harnessed properly, if they are able to properly go on the theme or go by the theme of this year and work towards achieving that, I think it would help not just the Gambia but countries around Africa. And like we said, that one of the most important natural resources in the Gambia that we have is the River Gambia.
Sure.
Whether we are actually making the best use of the River Gambia or we are not, that is subjected to debate. But again, I think this will give us an opportunity as a country to actually leverage on the existing opportunities that we have to actually tap into these the River Gambia, and also help us, as because we are a tax-based economy. Sure. But also we can one of the sectors that we can really focus on and help Gambia develop, it's the river Gambia. So I think this is apt.
I agree with you, and sorry to sort of butt in, but what I particularly like about this conference is that they're looking at the countries that are succeeding in harnessing the blue economy, and they're thinking, okay, well, what have they done? How they managed to do it, and then they're sharing ideas, and they're sharing best practice. So very much welcome.
Absolutely. So we have another story on the Point newspaper. Resource constraints continue to hinder Justice Ministry at initiatives. That is, according to the Justice Minister, Dauda Ijalo.
Yeah, I mean, we heard at the legal year, we heard the Chief Justice mention, the amount of cases that are before our courts, and he was saying that they're trying to do things to sort of speed up the process and so. But one of the good things I think we have to give credit is that we now have a commercial court for the first time that can deal with commercial disputes, and those run into the several hundreds. So if you take those out of the court system, it frees up more time. But definitely there are constraints. There's no two ways about it.
Absolutely. Honorable, what is your take?
Basically in anything we do, resources is very important. That will lead to efficiency and effectiveness. So for our courts to be very effective and efficient in their operations, there must be an adequate resources. But actually, at the end of the day, is the responsibility of the government and the ministry itself to ensure that, normally as a parliamentarian, for us normally during budget session, we accommodate their budget. So normally the budget initiation is done by the ministry. So this is why all the time I encourage agencies, ministries, for them to initiate some of these things, because at the end of the day, when the budget is passed and you start talking about lack of resources, whilst you have the opportunity to be able to initiate things. So it's sometimes not normal. So, but what I can say, hence they are at the ministry, they should be able to understand some of the responsibilities that they have, and based on that, whenever there is a budget session, they should be able to initiate. When they come, they just need to justify. And I know most of the parliamentarians, definitely there are certain issues they don't compromise that, especially our justice system, because definitely when we talk about justice, it affects everybody. It's just going to be a matter of maybe you are not privy to it, or you are not lucky to be into that. And we don't need delay in our justice system, because sometimes economically, socially in the Gambia, the way it is, like if courts are having delay in their proceeding, sometimes you can have a case and the witnesses, the people concerned, they live far away. Every day they have to be traveling, coming and whatever. So I think they just need to initiate enough resources wherein as parliamentarian, we can try by all means to work together to ensure that they have those resources to be able to do their work.
No,
I think that's I agree with you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a good one. Yeah. So on the Standard newspaper, their main headline is Gambia seeks partners to become Africa's next oil and gas hub.
I mean, it's an interesting one because next door in Senegal, we have, they're now, drilling and producing. It's become an oil-producing country. And the reason I kind of smiled when you said it is we've just recently dealt with a situation where there was petrol shortage here in the Gambia. So even if we situate ourselves in the way that we become somewhere where we can process the oil from Senegal, Senegal might say, okay, we can subcontract some of this to the Gambia. That would be a good thing, and certainly I think that's something that we should try and aim for. And I believe there are people who are trying to set up, oil processing plants here in the Gambia, and of course, take up some of the slack. And I think talking about earlier about lessons learned, we've learned the lesson from Nigeria. For many years, Nigeria was sending its oil thousands of miles away to be processed, and then it will return as petrol and gas. And then
they
they thought, well, I mean, Dangote's refinery was only opened last year. All the years that Nigeria had been producing oil, it's only recently that local people have started. So I think it's a good thing, and it's ambitious, because we're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars of investment. But if it can happen, then it certainly would benefit not just the Gambia, but the sub-region.
Honorable, what is your take on this?
These are all potential areas where we can gain a lot of funding, and also it can also at least create some economic activities for the country. But equally, as far as it is concerned, we need to be prepared for it. Preparation for it meaning we need to build the human capacity, and to get all the things in place so that at least when we are there for it, we can be able to maximize and run the sector effectively by getting qualified Gambians in this sector to be able to run.
Actually, that's a very valid point.
Because it's very important, because just to have it, but if you don't have the expertise, so it's high time now they start thinking along. But I know some time ago we have so many Gambian students who were sent to this Venezuela and other countries to go and learn some of these things at the administrative level, at the quality level, in so many areas. So I think it's a good thing, and we hope that everything goes well so that it can at least add value to the economy of the Gambia and add value to the life of an ordinary Gambian citizen.
I totally agree. I mean, it's one thing to be an oil-producing nation, but it's another for that same oil that you're producing to benefit
the people. We've seen it. I mean, there are endless examples we could give across Africa where that has not been the case. The country has produced oil, they've made billions from it, but it is not translated down into the lives of people. So that's
apparently, Mr. Ade, it's like the issue of bread is still here. The bread crisis. You have residents on the Foroya newspaper. Residents of KM struggle with bread shortages, and following bakers' strike. We had the
it's a curious one because we didn't know whether there was a strike or there wasn't a strike, whether there was a price hike or there wasn't a price hike. Because when you read some of the newspapers yesterday, they said they had pegged the price at $10 and they were not going to increase it. But then you heard people coming in, including some of the people who sell around here, saying that the reason they were not able to come and trade is because they weren't able to get bread. So it's a curious one right now. So
we had Lamin Diba here yesterday, who is the Secretary General, and according to him, there was no strike.
And yet, as I said, the people who literally sell outside our door told us that the reason they didn't come was because they were not able to get bread. So that was, so something is happening, and I'm not sure.
Hopefully they will tackle the situation, because we had the ministry also here, a representative of the ministry, and according to them, they are in a consultation, and they will set up a committee to actually look at this whole thing holistically and come out with a report to actually determine whether they will peg the price at $10 or increase it to $13. So we are waiting for
it's one of the, it's a basic food that we consume every day. And you know, and according to the plan increment from $10 to $3, I think that's too much.
That's quite.
But equally also, I think it's high time both the central government and the municipal council to try to think along this line to see how best they can establish local bakeries. In such a way, even if they are going to institutionalize it, to employ people to be rendering that service. At the same time,
because
you'll buy
it's such
it.
a vital,
Because at the end of the day, what happened, you know, we all know the industry. So even if you're a Gambian and you venture into it, it's always difficult to, you know, to make something out of it, because already there is already a dominance in the sector. And if you make your bread and you don't get people to, you know, to buy it from you, you know, it's always a problem. So this is why I think it's a collective responsibility, even at the level of our own communities, be it a councillor or an MP, we should start thinking along. But this is long overdue. It should have been done. But equally, because I think the way we see bread, you know, I don't know for what reason, but it's a very important food. Without bread, you cannot come, you know, because normally we always combine something with bread.
And something,
So the moment you don't have bread, you know, it's always a problem. So I think government still need to engage the association, because as we know, the Ramadan is coming, and you know, if they should increase the bread, I think it's going to really affect so many.
It's not new. I mean, it's not new.
I think you've
this
said
is
something.
the time of the season where they increase prices.
I think Honorable Jame has said something which is kind of, I think this latest incident should be the kind of wake-up call for all of us that say, okay, how do we get to the stage when we're not held hostage again by the people who are the bread makers? We need to do something to change this, so that next year we're not talking about this, the year after we're not talking about this. We need to do something different. And I think you're right. We you know, all of us at every level, from you know, central government to local government to councils to village development committees, we need to look at, okay, what do we need to do to change this scenario? And unless that happens,
but equally also, even if government or councils want to do this, we must have to be prepared and ready to venture into the sector.
Of course.
Because sometimes it's difficult for some of our young people to get into this. I don't know for what reason, but like if they institutionalize it, they call them, it's going to be a kind of an employment.
Yes.
So maybe the central government, the council can just get this facility, and they will be working there, paying them. But at the end of the day, also they will be selling. So they can provide this tricycle. Now we have the tricycles. You know, they can use that to supply. You have your suppliers, they can go anywhere.
Absolutely.
You know, we must have to do something
about
you know.
it. And even yesterday, the representative from the Ministry of Trade did mention that the sector is dominated by foreigners. And I'm not against foreigners dominating it, but any country whose most important sector is dominated by foreigners, I mean, anything can happen.
We've seen it in the fishing industry when people say, oh, they've gone to Tuba, and you know, and then all of a sudden people are saying, oh, there's scarcity of fish, or they've gone to Tuba, there's scarcity of bread, and so these sorts of things.
So it's a pity. It's a pity. As he said, you know, one of our young guy once, you know, opened a bakery, but because he couldn't proceed with it because whenever he make this bread, for him to have somebody to go and supply is a problem because there is a dominance which really affect him. So this led him to, in fact, withdraw from the business. So, but there must be something that can be done.
Done about it.
Yes, you know, you don't just leave it into the hands of private. There are certain sector.
It's almost
we
like
call them social sector. Those ones, government will venture into it, not actually to maximize profit there or to gain enough profit there, but just to
because you're providing a social service.
To offer social service to people.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for that contribution. Viewers, we will take a short commercial break. When we return, the program continues. Honorable Jammeh stays to talk about the Bundung Highway cleaning exercise. We'll be right back.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy Q Power, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV this morning, and I am joined by my co-host, Mr. Adedrami, and of course, our newspaper review guest is Honorable Suleiman Jammeh, who is the NAM for Bundung Kunda constituency. Honorable, recently your constituency conducted a cleaning exercise. Tell us about the rationale or what inspired that.
Yes, thank you very much. Definitely, yes, we had a very good cleanup exercise in collaboration with the potential stakeholders within our community. As you know, Bundung, as I always say, is a friendly community wherein the leadership, we always try to collaborate our efforts because we know individuals cannot do anything. Communities alone may not be able to do everything for themselves. So if you know that, it's always easy. So this is why when we had this new road, I think even QTV as a television, they played a very crucial role in terms of coming there, monitoring, see, you know, to see the progress of the work, which I really appreciate, and I must thank you for that. Meaning, it's all part of collaboration. Now that, you know, the road is finished, and this is something that we've been planning, and we've planned a long time ago that, you know, when it is finished, we will also engage the community for us to also do the needful in terms of cleaning the community. But it will be a cleanup, a community cleanup exercise. So then we decided to identify potential stakeholders. So as you know, Bundung Highway, yes, it's called Bundung Highway, but the same highway goes into Latrikunda and Serekunda. So this is why we engage all their leaders, the Alcalo, the MPs, the councillors, and other organizations within all these three communities, including other organizations. So, you know, under the leadership of the Red Cross, because they are the leading partners in this. So on Saturday we had it, and thank God, Alhamdulillah, people came in their large numbers. And it doesn't just mean a kind of just settle, because the concept of settle is like a normal settle. So this is why, in fact, we were trying to identify a name for it, a local name for it, that can be injected into the minds of the people that we have a new road. So what should we do as business, you know, owners or property owners along the highway, for them to keep their perimeter business fence area, always clean. So this is why, in fact, through the Red Cross, before the day we did some sensitization, house-to-house sensitization. We also use a PA system to talk to people about the cleanup date and what we expect from the aftermath of the cleaning. Because it's not just to organize people to come and just clean and you go, but people also need to be informed. They need to be sensitized so that they can take their responsibility. Because right now, government has did what they're supposed to do, but it's equally our responsibility as a community to understand and know that the cleanliness of the area is our responsibility. But equally also, the council also, that is the KMC, is their responsibility for them also to come on board. The reason why I'm saying the community, because the thing is, you don't just leave things in the hands of the government, the local council. But sometimes when you see something like, because the moment we talk about, cleanliness or dirty, like if the road is dirty, what makes it dirty? It's because of people. We throw, we litter everywhere. So we should all try to avoid that, especially right now along our Bundung highway. We have so many tuk-tuk, these small cars. Is it tuk-tuk? So, and they are exposed. And they normally take people and whatever. So we sensitize them. Like if they take their, passengers, let the passengers avoid taking ice
and just or the
eating
plastic.
Or take your orange and from there you just throw it because it's happening.
We see it all the time.
And it's not proper. You have a road like that, you eat, you don't even think twice. You just throw it. Whatever you throw, know that they are going to take your resources to clean it. So this is why we came as a community to do the cleanup, because actually if government brought such a project, we must thank and appreciate. In fact, I will use the opportunity to thank the government of the Gambia through the President, Adama Barrow, for getting us such a good road. And we appreciate it. But equally, as far as Bundung is concerned, we embrace the project. Embrace it in a sense. We were there every day on daily basis to ensure that the work is finished on time, and we also contribute our ideas. I know they have their plan or whatever, but sometimes also we are the beneficiaries. But thank God the contractors, the consultant, later we build a special relationship wherein even the consultant, if they are to do any tests, they will call and we'll be there to ensure that the tests, the compartment and whatever is done quite well. So, but basically the cleanup was a success, and we want to use the opportunity to thank everybody, stakeholders who came. And the idea is just to, come as a community to also, create that community spirit in terms of development. So right now, I'm receiving calls every day from community members that, wow, why can't we maintain such a thing? We can be doing this thing on quarterly basis.
You took the words
from
our brains. Because we were going to talk about sustainability,
because
those of our colleagues who went there, they were quite impressed. But when they came back, you can imagine the inevitable discussion was how sustainable is this, and how frequent is this going to be? Because how do you get, as you said, the community say this is a communal space. We all benefit from it being clean, not just by it looking clean, but it's also for our health. Because if it's filthy, it sort of encourages germs and so on. But how do we make it sustainable? That was the debate.
One thing about the sustainability, I think the leading partners in this is the KMC. And already I had a meeting with them, and the mayor has already instructed some of the staff to be there permanently. In fact, during the cleanup day, the CEO was there. In fact, the number was a little bit small to him. He informed me that they are going to add more men there so that they can maintain the highway. But the thing is, to sustain the cleanliness of the Bundung Highway, we will not leave it in the hands of KMC alone.
No.
But the community can also do similar thing like this on periodical basis, every 1 month or every 2 months, it depends. But that one also, we need collaboration with stakeholders like KMC, National Environment Agency, and definitely they did very well, National Environment Agency, because we wrote to them, and based on our concept, they were able to give us tools, cleaning materials, which is already at our custody. Now meaning we have tools, cleaning materials to use. So it's just a matter of to mobilize the human base to come on board voluntarily and do it. So the sustainability side, I know still we will engage KMC to discuss further, because at the level of the community we have so many plans there just to ensure that the highway is clean. So maybe in the near future we will come up with initiatives, local initiatives that we can put in place, and it will not cost us much, but we will be able to achieve our goal, depending on people understand our effort that we are doing. Because the thing is, if you ask people, they will tell you, where should I throw? But now, if you create the facility for them, now there shouldn't be any excuses.
Absolutely.
So, and sometimes you must have to think, and we don't have to think too big, but you can think somehow, you do your thing moderately, and you move along. You can start small thing, and you grow. The initiative can grow at the highest level. So this is what we are taking, and as a community, and definitely as far as we are concerned, we want to maintain and sustain this thing, and equally also we need the support of the community itself, especially those along the highway, because they are the one who have a bigger role in terms of the cleanliness of the community, the highway. Because if they don't, because we used to have this thing, our old, our mothers and our grandmothers, early morning they will come out, and clean the street and whatever. So, but now it's not happening. Because at the level of the community, even if they ask us, we don't mind to provide cleaning material for them. I'm ready for that. Even if they say, okay, they want this stand broom, I can supply each compound if they are going to maintain the cleanliness. But we are working on strategies. Yes, we are working on the strategies. We believe all will be fine, inshallah.
And let's throw this challenge out to the public. If you are somebody who you're used to squeezing your orange, your mango, and you throw it, don't. Please, because if you're not going to, you're leaving it for somebody else to come and sweep up. And if you're in the tuk-tuk on the taxi and you finish squeezing your ice or whatever, don't throw the plastic out on.
That one is every day.
It's a societal problem.
So like you said, Honourable, we can't just leave it to those in authority to come and clean up after us. We have a role to play as well.
So in that case, we will go for a short video, that is Gambia at 60 independence celebrations, and we will be right back.
The Gambia is a ribbon of land stretching along the mighty river Gambia, which serves as the lifeblood of the nation's ecosystems. Despite its small size, only about 11,300 square kilometers, the Gambia boasts an impressive diversity of habitats. This includes mangrove swamps, open woodlands, coastal wetlands, and dry savannas.
The Gambia's wetland is among the country's diverse and rich ecological sites that have served as a crucial area where our marine species, migratory birds, and other marine wildlife species, that is their habitat. So which makes it a very crucial, important habitat in this country.
The mangroves, often referred to as nature's nursery, play a crucial role in protecting the coastline from erosion while serving as a breeding grounds for countless aquatic species. These wetlands are just one piece of a larger ecological puzzle that makes the Gambia a heaven for biodiversity. Here is Momodu Inkeba, the president of Gambia Environmental Alliance.
In the Gambian wetland, it is considered, it is known that at least 150 different species of birds lives around the Gambian wetland. So this is why I said this is the jewel of the Gambia. So keen bird watchers across the world always target the Gambia, to come and watch some birds that are either extinct or, their global population is really diminishing.
The Gambia is often called a bird's paradise. It attracts thousands of ecotourists every year, drawn by the chance to spot exotic species like the stunning Abyssinia roller, the iconic African fish eagle, and the vibrant binoculars in the Abuko Nature Reserve. Amadou Sonko is the park manager of Abuko Nature Reserve.
We have more than 500 plus birds in the whole country, but Abuko Nature Reserve 270 plus was recorded. And then we have a very unique bird here that most of bird watchers, if they want to see that bird, that particular bird, they easily access or they easily see it in Abuko Nature Reserve, which is western bluebill.
The wetlands of the Gambia are particularly important for migratory birds. They serve as a stopover point for species traveling from Europe to sub-Saharan Africa. These feathered travelers remind us that the Gambia's natural heritage is part of a larger global ecosystem. Here is Momodu Inkeba again.
We've got a lot of marine ecosystems around the Gambian wetlands. So people even are saying that the Gambian jewel that the country has is our wetland, because people value the wetlands and the ecosystem services that the wetland provides. For instance, not only fishing, the wetlands enhance fishing, but not only fishing, people also do agriculture.
While the Gambia is known for its birds and monkeys, it is also home for some surprising wildlife. Along the River Gambia, crocodiles lurk in the shallows, their ancient forms blending seamlessly into the landscape. The sacred crocodile pools of Kachikali in Bakau are not only a unique tourist attraction, but also a cultural symbol of fertility and protection. Further upriver, the mighty hippopotamus can be found, one of the most unexpected residents of the Gambia. These gentle giants, despite their docile appearance, are among Africa's most dangerous animals. However, in the Gambia, they coexist peacefully with the communities that live along the river. And of course, no mention of the Gambian wildlife would be complete without its mischievous monkeys. From the playful vervet monkeys to the ground-dwelling potass monkeys, these creatures are a source of endless fascination for visitors and locals alike. And still on the list of mischief is the hyena, which forms a great part of Gambian traditional and oral history. A good chunk of them can be found at the Abuko Nature Reserve, and at night in the suburbs of the country, you can also hear their scary sounds sending everyone to fright. From the four-legged to the crawling creatures, the fauna of the Gambia never ceases to showcase nature's wonders. For QTV News, I am Mam Jara Kamara.
Wow, that's a wonderful video, dear.
I really enjoyed that, but Honorable,
yeah.
we can't let you go without engaging you on your own memories of independence. As we've said, we've designated February as Diamond Jubilee Month.
Yeah.
And so we're asking all our guests, what are your recollections of Independence Day, from your school days growing up?
The most interesting thing was when we used to wear sandals with a white sock, and we go early morning to the stadium.
Right.
Equally also, I could remember when the former president of Ghana came to attend the 25 years, the Silver Jubilee. I think Lawrence, is it the Ghanaian president?
Rawlings?
J.J. Rawlings.
J.J. Rawlings.
When he came,
Wow.
it was very interesting and stuff like that. So when we were in school, we used to go early with our sandal to do this march pass, and in the afternoon, we'll go back to the stadium to witness these sports. In fact, this year I wanted to attend, but I was so tired because of the cleanup exercise. I couldn't make it. And equally also, some of the developments that were happening along, because before we used to have it in one, where all these schools within region 1, 2 will converge at the stadium. But now it's not like that, and equally also, you'll have the national troupe on the TV. When we had a TV newly, there is special music that they normally play, and then you understand, that we are in the Independence Day celebration.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but along the line, from that, process, we are now transit to this level to become a community leader, and a key stakeholder as far as national development is concerned. So we are happy that we are also trying to do our part and our contribution to ensure that collectively we make a change, because as we always say, independence is about self-reliance. So self-reliance meaning you need to be on your own. So meaning the resources at your disposal, you need to manage them. That is the human resource, the material resource, the financial resources, so that you can be independent. Even the mindset. We don't mean, when we talk about independence, you just have to be independent. You don't have to collaborate and associate. But like the affairs of the country, the Gambia, should be managed and run by Gambians, regardless of our differences. But as far as development is concerned, we may have our opinions, different this thing, but we need to understand it's Gambia that brought us together. This is why we have independence. So that independence is for all of us. This is why I always encourage people not to see that this is political, but independence is independent for the whole entire country. We should all celebrate it. We should all reflect some of the good things that our leaders have done. This is why last time I was just from an interview, I said, from the first guy, I think is Safaraman Singate, coming down to President Jawara, President Jammeh, to President Adama Barrow. They all did something. So it's always nice to talk about the good things that they did. But now, it's always very funny, like if you want to forget somebody's effort, then that will defeat the purpose. This is why I'm very happy when I saw the banner where they put all the head of states from 1965 to date. So this will in fact inform our young people. History is important.
It is.
Because if you want to deny somebody from history, for people not to talk about, because even in our own religion, when we die, they advise us to talk about the good things that the person has done.
Yeah.
So these are things that people can be inspired, to understand and know that this is what these individuals have done here. So for that being the case, this is the independence. So we wish every Gambian a happy independence, and we hope that we should reconcile and come together and be sincere to our country and to the people, to take responsibilities, depending on responsibilities given to us as individuals, to add value to the country and to the life of the Gambian people.
Thank you very much, Honorable Suleiman Jammeh, the National Assembly member for Bundung Kakunda, for reviewing some of the newspapers with us, and of course also talking about the cleaning exercise at Bundung Kakunda, or at Bundung Highway, and the reflections on Gambia's 60th independence anniversary. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Viewers, we will go for a short commercial break, and when we return, we will talk to the UTG SSA Career and Alumni Day people. We'll be right back.
First time cross, really threatening, and it's dropped for Minte, rifled in! Out.
Did you know You can buy cash power using QMoney wallet absolutely free up to $30,000 Cs. Use our app or dial 323 hash and select Q Power. Choose register meter. Enter your meter number. Dial *323 hash and follow these simple steps. Number 1, select option 3 for Q Power. Number 2, choose option 1 to buy any amount of Q Power. Enjoy free QCell airtime every time you cash in to purchase Q Power. For any inquiries, call 133. Q Money, Sunyu Kalben. The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fix internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled devices. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply. Browse Bitus. QCell brings you a promo like never before. Get unlimited internet for just $25 Cs. Yes! Recharge $25 Cs.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is QTV This Morning program, and this is the last segment of the program. And I have with me here is Amadou Ba, who is the Vice President of the UTG SSA, and Joseph Korea, who is the Secretary General of the UTG SSA. Welcome to QTV This Morning, gentlemen.
And for those viewers who don't know what SSA stands for?
Yes, SSA stands for Science Student Association of
Thank
the
you.
University of the Gambia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ba. I'll start off with the Secretary General. Tell us what inspired the creation of the Career Day and Alumni at the University of the Gambia, and how has this evolved over the years?
Okay, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. I want to thank God Almighty for making this day possible, and also my colleagues, the 19th Executive Council, for giving me this opportunity. And also remembering our biggest pillars, that is the Q Group Foundation. As you can see from my t-shirt, the logo is there. Yeah, so one of the main aims of this Alumni and Career Day is to celebrate our alumni. The Science Students Association has been existing over 20 years, towards 22 years. So we have so many people that pass through the association, and many don't know them. And even if they know them, they don't have an idea that these people have passed through the association. We have the current physician of the president. He was one time a biology student, and in fact he was the third president of the association.
Okay.
And also we have the director of NEA, Dr. Baji. We also have the head of data science at MRC, Dr. Bouakar Ba. So, and the list goes on. And you know, these are people that are doing well, and you understand. So many don't know them, and we feel that we need to celebrate them. That is one of the aims of the Alumni Day. And also another one is for them to serve as mentors and role models for students. Many are coming into the physical and natural sciences accidentally. Many in high school want to go to medicine, nursing, but people don't feel the need to go into physical and natural sciences. So we want some of these people to motivate them. And also we realize that, you know, some of them, after the completion of their programs, they don't even know what is happening around the association or UTG in general. So we want to bring them back and close to the association, because sometimes we will have events and we will need help, but it's difficult. But some of these people will be able to help us because some of them serve as members, some of them serve as executives. So they will understand the challenges of mobilizing for funds to carry out events. So this is just 3 of the aims of the Alumni and Career Day.
Thank you. Yeah.
So then in that case, because you mentioned the issue of students going and then not knowing what career path to actually take, how do you envision, Mr. Ba, this event will contribute professionally to the growth of the UTG students?
Okay, good morning. I'm very happy to be here this morning to talk about something that is very important in our community. Just like as Joseph said, many students in the Gambia, they believe that studying science, this natural science subject like chemistry, physics, biology, you just end up being a teacher. And most of the people, they disregard the career of teaching. And that is not, studying this subject does not only mean you are limited to only teaching. There are many other opportunities that you can get through many careers that you can enter into through these natural sciences. So having this alumni day, seeing people who study chemistry, physics, biology, and today they are in a different careers that are apart from, that are not teaching. So that is going to motivate students to venture into these careers and this to venture into these subjects so that they can able to be like those people they have seen during the career day, because some of them are directors, like Dr. Ba is a director in NEA. He is not a teacher. Dr. Bouakar Ba, he is working at MRC. He is not a teacher. So this is going to motivate the student so that they will able to take this serious and not just because they are studying to become teachers. So the career they have talked about the importance of science. They have talked about different field where this learning this subject can be applied in the future. So it was a very good enlightening for the students of the University of the Gambia, and even for high school students who were present or who have seen the video somewhere else.
So tell us, where is it happening and what format will the day take? So tell the viewers.
It has already happened.
Okay.
Yes, it happened last Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes, at Law Faculty, University of the Gambia.
And how many people turned up? What was the format of it?
Yes, we were expecting to have many people, up to about 75 people, because we issue a membership like a Google form. If you are interested, you register for the continuing student at the university. So some people registered, many people registered, but some did not show up. And we were also expected to have large number of the alumni, but due to busy schedules and others are outside, so we have just few of them. But one of the presenters, what he said is, number does not matter in science, because one scientist can change the whole narrative of a thing. Yes. So, but we were also able to feature some of the alumni who are outside the country through Zoom meeting. Yes, about 4 of them. One of them is a doctor. She is pursuing her PhD. The other one is pursuing her master's. So they also explain how they manage to get into those particular fields, yes, to further their education. Yes.
So if we can come back to, I was come back to Joseph. You said you had that number of people. Did you get the sense that people were inspired at the end of it to say, yeah, I've heard this, I've seen this, I've heard from this person, and I will now consider that? People who might have been, maybe were going to shy away from it. Did you get the sense that some people were saying, yeah, let me try this instead?
Yeah, and that is an achievement for us, because even if it is one person that is inspired, it tells a lot. So we believe that the people that participated there, even from online, they were motivated, because what we always focus on is impact. The number does not matter. You understand? Like he said, one scientist can change a lot. And when it comes to science, science, wherever you organize an event for science students, you don't always expect a huge number. That is part of our culture. But we are happy that the students who were in attendance, we are motivated to do better, and not only remain in undergrad degrees, but willing to pursue further.
So does the association collaborate with industries or, let's say, organizations to actually help create job opportunities or internships for the university students as part of the program?
Yeah, the association is trying everything possible to make sure that we have internship opportunities for students, because looking at the structure of the university, we are not privileged to do much practicals. And sometimes after your degree program, you realize that you want a job and they're asking for years experience, which is not possible during your undergrad. So we are doing our best. But we are also calling out to some of these institutions to help us, because it's not easy. And I'm sure with time the university is working on having compulsory attachment. Like when you are in your final year, you go for compulsory attachment. So we are doing our best, but it's not easy.
Yeah, the reason why I ask is the fact that you mentioned some of the alumni that attended were holding key positions in key institutions. So that is why I was wondering whether you had that discussion to actually help some of these university students to embark on internships to these institutions.
Yeah, we did, and these alumni are always ready to help. We did, and since we are at the end of our tenure, we hope that our successors, will continue from there, because we have already established this connection with some of these people, and we are hoping that when they come, they are going to continue.
So, Mr. Ba, what were some of the challenges that you encountered while organizing such an event? Because I know it's not easy to bring students together.
Yes, some of the challenges we encountered was we were expected to have a large number of alumni to attend the event, but unfortunately, just few of them sold out. Yes, and also we were also expecting to have a large number of students, that is the science student attending the event, so that there can be a bigger impact. But just as the AG Joseph said, gathering science students in social events is something that is very difficult. Yes, so those are some of the challenges. So suppose the alumni, they were large in, like, a good number happened to turn out, it will have been more impactful. Yes, because everybody will talk about your story, the challenges you have faced after graduating through high school, after graduating from the university, so, and your recent careers that you are venturing into. So that will have motivate more students.
Okay, so let me throw a challenge to you. Pretend that myself and the viewers are a student that you're trying to convince.
Yes.
And also, on the other hand, institutions or businesses that you're trying to convince, take on these people who study these subjects, but also to the students to inspire them to want to take up. So what would your speech be to myself, A, as a student, and then B, to institutions and businesses?
Yes, as a student, I will advise you to be attending such events, because learning is not just at the forefront of the classroom. And if you consider our UTG learning there, you only focus on theory. You see, you don't see what is happening outside the world. So attending such events, you hear from experienced people who have traveled, who have ventured into different workforces. It's going to prepare you better for the future. That is, when you graduate, it is going to enable you to further your studies, because these people will talk about they will talk about scholarship opportunities, so that for people who want to further their studies. Right. So if you come and attend this, you will be able to hear from them, and it is going to be a form of mentorship. And you can also get people. You can also get people in that event that have pursued a career that is your dream. So you can connect with those people for a future mentorship. Yes, so it is a very, very good event for students to attend. For the alumni, everybody want to learn and come back to the community and serve the community. So they have venture, they have graduated from UTG, some of them travel, others they are working within the country. So coming back and talk to their younger ones is very important, because it is going to inspire them. It is going to provide a career guidance for them. So we were expecting a large number of alumni, but due to busy schedules and others are outside the country, so this is the problem.
Okay, so let me throw the other one then to Joseph. You're appealing to institutions and businesses to say, look, take on people as interns. It's a thing, that Julia had sort of mentioned, really. How do you make that appeal and use this platform to make that appeal?
Yeah, before I go into that, I would like to say, for me, I felt bad after the event, but from the responses I was getting from people, that, you know, this is a success. And also for it to be aired on QTV news, it was also another success. Now you guys, you know, inviting us here today is also another success. That means that, you know, this thing that, you know, you thought that, you know, it was not successful, people are seeing it and, you know, they appreciate it. And it's something that, you know, we are proud of, because this is an event that, you know, it's a new initiative. It's just first of its kind in UTG history. You know, the Students' Union organized gala dinner where alumni will just come and buy tables. But such kind of event has never happened in UTG. And this is a kind of history for us. And we are hoping that, and we are going to give the necessary support to our successors to make sure that this event is continues, because we want it to be an annual event, just like we have the SARS nationwide tour and the General Science Week every year. We want this alumni and career day to be part of our new activities as an association.
So if I get you right, this is the first time the UTG Science Students Association is organizing a career day, alumni career day for students.
I think not just UTG, but the whole university.
The whole university.
This is the first of
and this is the 19th Executive Council, right?
Yes. So this is just a new initiative.
Stunning.
Yeah, which is first of its kind. And to those institutions that are related to what we are studying in the university, the motto of the association says science for development. There is no country that can develop without science. So having students, you know, helping them, you know, to go for internship opportunities, you know, to build careers is good, because if we don't do that, the moment they have opportunities to travel, there's a chance that many of them will not come back. Because in other countries, when they are offered, you know, lucrative jobs or even citizenships, they will not come back. But help them here, let them start building here a career. So when they go to further their studies, they'll be willing to come back and continue and serve the country. But if they don't have those opportunities, once they get opportunities to travel, they will not come back.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Ba, aside from the career day, what are some of the initiatives that the association has been embarking on to that impacts the students directly?
Okay. Apart from the career day, just a week before the career day, we have a visit trip to Dakar, Anta Diop University. So in that, we visited their labs. Like we went with up to 50 science students, including the executives. So we visited laboratory in Anta Diop University and other research institute within Senegal, like Pasteur Institute, where we learned that in the whole world, there are only 4 countries producing yellow fever vaccine, and Senegal is among them. You see, so Senegal just
What is that?
Yellow fever vaccine.
Yellow fever.
Yes, vaccine. It's only 4 countries producing in the whole world, and Senegal is among those 4 countries. So Senegal just being just a stone throw to us, they are able to produce that. So that really motivated us. Even in the event in that particular day, everybody was inspired. Everybody, you will see that desire in the students. You see, so because they were not expecting that. We have visited many other laboratories where they can able to detect the presence of residual of pesticides in the environment. Like they collect a sample from the environment, take it to the lab. They will able to know how much of the percentage of this particular pesticides that was used in agricultural products is present in the sample. You see, which we have NEA here. That is also the responsible of NEA. But I learned that they did not start doing carrying out such analysis.
I think they're still building the
NEA, yes, they are building. They already have some of the materials. You see, so this is something that inspired the students. Yes, that Dakar trip, it was something that inspires everybody that went there. Yes.
And also to add on to that, the association normally has our SARS nationwide tour, which is the School of Arts and Science, because the School of Arts and Science is in 2 divisions. We have the political science area and also our area. So we have a general nationwide tour, and this general nationwide tour, we go to schools also. We go to schools and communities to talk to them about science and, you know, issues that that pertain to our society. And we also have the Science Week. The Science Week, we have exhibition projects because we want the Gambians to know that it's just that we don't have the ability, we don't have the materials, but we have the the abilities, the knowledge, to invent things, and we do this through the exhibitions. And Korka is here, and he was in our Science Week. He saw some of the things we did, and we also have school outreaches, like we are talking about the low turnout or the low number of students coming into physical and natural sciences. It all starts from the high school. You understand? So we go to high school to motivate science students.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was going to ask about that's where it should start.
We go to high schools. During our Science Week last November, we went to Tahir Ahmadiyya in Masakonko. We also went to this place, Mayok Senior School, and we even spoke to the junior schools also, because some of them also, you realize that after those kind of discussions, they'll be willing to go to high schools, to science-related areas in their senior schools. So
yes, just like this, one of the school community outreach we went to Fatima, Buyam. We found that one high school there, Fatima, they don't have physics teacher. For so long, they were not having physics teacher. They even stopped doing physics at an extent. Yes, so it was through that we intervened and provide a physics teacher for them. Like the chairman of the physics unit was able to go and help them in physics, and he is still there teaching. He traveled from Birkama and go there and teach them. Without, suppose we did not go there, this problem will have not been solved. Yes, so we are really doing. We are trying to make sure that we improve the sciences in the country.
In the country,
yes. You should have experimented on Korka when you met him. But,
with his big head.
But honestly, I mean, I think we have to kind of congratulate you on what you do. And I like what Joseph said, that you might have gone to the day and thought, oh, this is not a success. But if you think about it, first you were featured on QTV News, and now you're here. You're speaking to a global audience. This program is viewed worldwide, and so is the news. And so suddenly people get to learn about your association and what you're trying to do. So
thank you very much, Amadou, for
the Q Group Foundation. Like they are really doing a lot, because they started sponsoring 10 students into the natural sciences. This is something that is going to motivate even high school students, because if they know there's a body sponsor only natural sciences, they'll be interested to apply to those and got admission. Then they compete for the scholarship. They started with 10 students. This year they 20 students. So this is something that is very, very good. And we are also calling on any other person who can do the same thing to try and do it to help the Gambian people. Because we need many people venture into the sciences, because a country cannot develop without science. That is not possible.
It's not.
Yes. So we congratulate them. We thank them for that.
Yes. Thank you very much, Amadou, Vice President of the UTG Science Students Association, and Joseph Korea, who is the Secretary General of the University of the Gambia Science Student Association. Thank you very much for coming on QTV this morning program. Mr. Ade, this is all we have for you.
And all
Not
for this
you.
week.
This is all we have for our viewers.
and for this week.
Yeah, until we come your way next week for another interesting edition of QTV This Morning. Bye-bye.